Camp Hill is a former coal mining area in North Warwickshire and is among Britain's 10% most deprived council wards according to the latest figures. Much of the housing, built when the Midlands was booming, is substandard and in poor repair. Unemployment is high. Some families in Camp Hill have had 3 generations out of work. Improving job prospects for young people is a priority for any LEA, but Warwickshire's 14 to 19 Pathfinder Authority is supporting a radical project to raise achievement and boost progression into further education and training. 1,200 students, mostly from Camp Hill, attend Alderman Smith Comprehensive School. They face the prospect of seeking employment in a depressed jobs market. The LEA has linked the school with industrial providers and North Warwickshire and Hinckley FE College to offer vocational learning. Head teacher Trevor Nunn believes the partnership enables students to learn new skills, leading to real jobs.
I think given that children in our school come from, in the main, first or second generation unemployed families. Now, in context, that means that there is nobody in living memory, possibly, that has ever worked. We have to try and connect what the children do at school, obviously, with the world of work. Because it's difficult for us to have positive role models at home, what we try and do is to bring work to the children or the children to work.
Trevor Nunn's aspirations got a boost when Camp Hill became an urban regeneration zone. Phase 1 is 172 new houses, a mix of homes for sale, for rent and for shared ownership. Lovell, the company building the houses, has joined with the Opportunities Centre, an adult learning project providing vocational training in the construction trades. Warwickshire's 14 to 19 team have seized an opportunity for the centre to work with schools. They've brokered a partnership with the District Council and the FE College to use the centre to provide vocational qualifications, not just for adults, but also for 14 to 16-year-olds. Claire Cook, Alderman Smith's vocational coordinator, says it's of huge benefit to her students.
They've really got a head start here, haven't they, in that they're starting a course that normally they wouldn't be able to start until they were 16. They're going to have an understanding almost beyond their years of building and the different areas of it. So they're going to be much better at being able to make an informed decision about what career route they'd like to do and how they'd like to pursue this after the course finishes.
Especially for construction. Construction, if we take a kid straight from school with no experience, no anything, we've got to go health and safety, we've got to go risk, we've got to go all through. You've literally got to spend 6 months before you can take them on site, just making sure that they've got the tools to deal with the work on site.
I think for the students that have come from our school, they've got a real sense of ownership with this project because they are working in their community and they are developing something that's going to be sort of long and standing in their community that they've had a part in playing. It's not something that's removed.
It's where they're going to. It's where they live. Absolutely. It's where night time they can see this is where we are.
This is our environment. Can't they?
Yeah.
The idea of putting the centre into Camp Hill not only helps the residents of Camp Hill but also of the wider regeneration zone is to put training on their doorstep, make it so that it looks like a place of work they're coming to rather than an academic establishment, and it also encourages the young people of Camp Hill to come to us because the peer group pressure is such that if they come to a centre like this, looks like an industrial unit outside, there is no stigma attached to it. So in terms of offering the qualification, and it's a multi-skilling qualification, they cover 5 different trades. It enables the young people to leave school, move on to the craft academy with levels, or go straight into jobs. So they will actually have spent 2 years, very worthwhile, doing a vocationally based qualification.
Lovell is only too aware of the skill shortage in the construction industry. A company with sites all over Britain, they have their own building trades academy offering modern apprenticeships. But the Camp Hill project is the first time they've had school students actually working on their site. Year 11 students in the second year of an NVQ course use this as evidence of their learning.
Right guys, all I wanted to do was bring you in this morning just to go through where we're at with the evidence and what we've been doing on site and where we're actually at. We've now got the word books, which are your work evidence record books, okay? Well, diaries they call them, work evidence record diaries. You've all generated evidence on site already with the work that you've been doing, the groundwork that you were doing, Kieran doing the slabbing, you guys doing the brickwork, the guys doing the painting, your work as well, Brian, and yours, Jace, with the groundsworks you were doing. So what we need to do is start making sure we're recording that evidence.
The construction students spend every Friday at the site getting hands-on training, working alongside experienced craftsmen, building on the skills in carpentry, bricklaying, plumbing and plastering that they've learned in Year 10 at the Opportunities Centre. The learning is structured around developing competence in the key craft skills that experienced professionals use on site. The course is run by an experienced FE lecturer with a background in the Royal Marines. He makes a virtue of the students' preference for getting hands-on rather than doing traditional classroom work.
The biggest challenge for the schoolboys is understanding and getting a relevance of what they're doing at the school, at the college, to being on site. So I can't sit them down in a classroom and then go for 2 hours theory work, technology, building craft technology, terminology. I have to take it right back to basics, so they're doing the actual craft hands-on skills, because at the end of the day, that's what they relate to. If they want to be a bricklayer, they want to lay bricks, they want to cut bricks. If they want to be a carpenter, they want to do those practical competencies.
They've really took to it. They've really enjoyed putting the practical elements into practice rather than just watching it being done or doing it within the Opportunities Centre. They seem to have flourished their skills a lot more, and they're really boosting their portfolios up with some real work evidence. So it's obviously benefiting them, and it's been a benefit to us to have them here on the site as well.
What makes this project so innovative is that it brings together training for a specific job market into the school curriculum. This would normally be achieved in college courses post-16.
And the situation is that they're doing something that a lot of kids don't get to do, and they're approaching the world of work from the age of 14. And that gives them almost 2 years head start in the world of work than some of the other kids that may be coming through education at the moment. And by that time as well, they'll be ready to be looking for a modern apprenticeship. And with the qualification that they're working towards, it makes them quite a valuable commodity to any business that would like to take them on. From Lovell's side, we have a craft academy where we're actually looking possibly to take some of the kids to further their education up to NVQ level 3 and potentially then on to make them site managers or craft professionals of the future.
Now what you want to do, cut the end off that so you've got a nice clean edge. You don't want a burr on the end of it. We have got a few of the apprentices who've obviously finished their schooling, they've been through and passed all their GCSEs and whatnot, and then come along and they haven't got simple skills like using a saw. They'll end up wrestling with it and really struggle. So I think it's a good idea to learn it while they're still at an early age and they still can.
Get in positions like this and to protect the sides there. Yeah. Here's a bit of timber, okay?
Alderman Smith student Jason Ward is mastering the art of tongue and groove flooring. The practical training from very experienced craftsmen is informal and is very similar to how apprentices used to be taught. The NVQ course requires student skills to be assessed in the workplace, which for these students is the Lovell building site. Sam Gutteridge is another from Alderman Smith School. He's the first to admit that until now he's not had a very good school attendance record. But his enthusiasm for school has rocketed since he's been working at the building site.
Well, hopefully get an apprenticeship at the end of it, but if not, send off to other colleges and hopefully get a place there. If not, just keep my options open at the end of the day. Been in trouble in the past, but trying to settle down in the last year of school and make the best of what's been offered to me at the minute.
The lads that we've had on this year 10 and moving on to this site, you can see they've grown in maturity, they've grown in their social skills, they're more confident, they can talk to people out on the site, they can actually relate to the trades on the site. So we've got a kid suddenly, year 11 pupil, coming to the end of his school life with this type of training in place. He's got the skills, he's got the ability, he's already got BCO award, building craft occupations, he's got skills and abilities, and Lovell's have got an already perfected product, if you like. They've got a student that's got the potential to be an apprentice in the Lovell's Training Academy. They can pick him up. He's got an awareness of health and safety, risk assessment, safe systems of work. He is in effect ready to go on to one discipline full-time craft training. So all the groundwork's been done for them by the college and by the project.
Gearing the learning towards specific skills and specific jobs has been the key driver in motivating the students. Plenty of dialogue between college staff and the school's vocational coordinators has been another factor in making sure that the students' aspirations are managed.
Our students are more motivated in school. They're attending school better because they know that through attending school they're going to be coming onto this programme, and I think they can see a purpose to what they're doing, and they might not enjoy school all the time, but now they're beginning to see why they're there and how that meshes together with this course, and hopefully will result in them actually working on something long term that they really want to do.
While Warwickshire's strategy tailors work-related learning to all students, schools like Alderman Smith have particular needs given the economic deprivation of its catchment. Its head teacher is aware that imaginative solutions are needed, and he's keen to use a wide range of strategies.
I think if you take Tom Bentley, who works for Demos and is a policy advisor to Downing Street, I think if you take his concept that schools are social and economical networkers, I think head teachers and governing bodies and senior managers need to integrate and interface with the community learning plans. And if you integrate a school's strategic plan with the local community learning strategies, that's the way in.
Warwickshire LEA's involvement with the Camp Hill project, creating opportunities for the school students to experience working on a building site, is just one example of their innovative approach to vocational learning. The fashion and textile courses at Warwickshire College's Henley Centre, bridging school, FE and the employment needs of the fashion industry, are another way for students to experience work-related learning and gain vocational qualifications. And the catering and hospitality courses at Stratford, a taste of life in a commercial kitchen, are another of Warwickshire's successes. So how does this sit with the Tomlinson Report's recommendations for a new diploma framework?
I think the Tomlinson Report formalises strategies that individual schools have been pursuing for years. I think what it does give us is an accreditation framework that we would welcome, because the experiences that these children are having through Lovell's and through other initiatives like it are worth accrediting, they mean something and need to be recognised nationally.
In the wake of what Tomlinson has said, I think that we're going to see vocational programmes have a much higher status because they're going to form part of the range of diplomas that's been suggested that students will work towards. So for instance, somebody who is looking at engineering might have an engineering diploma through maths, physics and chemistry, but they might also have worked with real engineers, real construction people such as Lovell's and the construction programme that we're engaged on, and have that learning and that achievement accredited as part of their diploma on an equal status to their GCSE or A-level programmes. I really welcome that.